listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. I just figured out what was wrong. Okay. If I put on echo cancellation, even though I'm using the other microphone, it uses the native microphone. So I couldn't figure out what was happening. Kind of a rainy day today. So it was really strange, and it's unfortunate that the world is the way it is, but I used to be, even I was naive after I woke up because I wanted the world, and God wanted the world to somewhere be what it represented itself as. But not any longer, because I have to stay alive long enough to finish whatever it is I have to finish. But today, and again, remember, it's a combination of physical and metaphysical. And if I were in the FBI and we were investigating, or I was with them, we could, really with them instead of just an agent here and an agent there, we would be able to investigate it, and I could tell you what everything is and how it's happening, and where it's physical, where it's metaphysical. Because you might be able to investigate something and see the physical, but you can't see the psychological and physical, or psychological and metaphysical. So I'm sitting here, and there's a new lady working, and she's a clean up lady, and she's a good person, I imagine. But again, in speaking with the spirits, she has had trouble in her life, and it's just, again, I don't know. It could have something to do with meeting me and wanting to be nice to me or something like that. She apparently said she has a massage license, which was interesting. I'm not. Even if everything went well, I'm not ready to say, okay, that's your massage license. Go ahead and touch me, and now I film us together. And because the people I speak about, if they don't take it into court, they don't care. They just write up a statement that's a lie. But she got to partying a little bit today, and I'm thinking, it's like a whole cuck scenario with black men starting again. and she's allowed. She's off duty. And she's just relaxing, that kind of thing. Right. But I'm like, I don't think it's physical. I think it's metaphysical, but there is signs that it could be physical. Like, even though they're doing their thing, they're paid to play me. 100%. But they're at least in with Satan, and it's not some place where I need to be right now, or even trust. And the thing is about the people that are doing me and the crooked cops, they'll hire alcoholics, drug addicts. They don't care. And they give them drug money and alcohol money and whatever else money they need. Sometimes they pay the rent and everything just to be around me. And then when it's brought up, they go, well, that's how bad he is. We have to protect even the drug dealers and the drug addicts from him. This is the con that they've put out over the years. And again, it's even worse than that. I guess I'm not going to get a green light here. Or I missed it, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I missed it. Oh, there it is. They're trying to speak through me, and they want you to hear it, but I don't know. They never get sick of being stupid. Like I said, most of the people that are part of this are still high school class clowns. Never matured past that. Absolute pieces of shit, self-serving garbage. The whole thing today in the head was, and it's going around federal law enforcement also. It's not only on the outside. The government is a sick bitch because it's run by sick bitches that have sex with their bosses and then take over the government through that type of extortion and blackmail. Although there's men that do it also. That's been the I'm speaking out the inside. That's been the inside all day. The government's a sick bitch. Because sick bitches have sex with their bosses just so they can control their boss and do whatever they want as a sick bitch. And the boss don't care as long as he gets his, both ways, whether it's sex and money and a safe life. If it comes from fight, somebody's in here saying it probably came from another agent. See, if I had the inside in the government, they never would have been able to do this to me. 100%. I was pretty trustworthy. I was trustworthy, definitely, but I was very trusting. There's a nice neighbor Larry letting the Jeep 4x4 out. Thank you for letting me in the traffic. Nice neighbor Larry. Maybe somebody will kill you for it, because Satan owns this place. Another massage place. Oh, they got the front covered on this one. No light getting in or out of that place. That's right by the police station. What a mess. Wouldn't it be nice if the FBI porno squad was actually real? What a world it would be for you and me. Imagine. Just political garbage. Hoping for that Silicon Valley and Silly Clown Valley $1 million job one day. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. They use it like extortion, racketeering. And they have the cover story when they were, regular cases, some regular cases that they work, but they're not. None of them are really regular cases because all it takes is the right person to be involved in the case, and then somebody like Luna dies. 100%. Ooh, blind spot. That wasn't good. You were sitting in my blind spot. Who you working for? So a woman came in today, and I tried to help her find a room, and it's even confusing for me reading what the hell it says. She's like, "We're trying to figure out where her room was," and I couldn't find my map. I gotta finally get that map project. I gotta power it. But I helped her. Whoa! Pickup truck. Let's get your license plate. Where'd he go? He's probably not going to come this way. Kind of a deep state maneuver. How to swerve. Yeah, 716 JNA, reckless driving. I guess failure to yield. He pulled out into the roadway. I mean, how you sometimes probably drunk, I guess, or deep state. Again, deep state does that. They pull out a little too far. Everybody does that a little bit, but this person was speeding, and then came up to the intersection, hit the brakes, and he had to swerve in the other lane. I had that happen to me yesterday, but wasn't like this, right? Trying to look what's in the back. There's our landscaping vehicle. What road is this? We're at 95th and Shopping Center, Antioch. Antioch. But they'll do that just to get you all, and like right now they're trying to investigate something theoretically. It's all bullshit. But it's extortion and racketeering. But they'll get people to almost run you off the road, then block you when you're late for an appointment, that kind of thing, and then say it all has to do with the investigation. Like you're reacting to the investigation. 100%. Thank you, Larry. I mean, to a certain degree, it's, I guess, failure to yield to the traffic signal because he pulled halfway out into that right lane. I'd say, okay, I'm going to be honest, like a third, but it was what I'm on, obviously, Antioch. It's a little bit different, right? The major road. Right. I happened to be in front of Walmart. But that's another thing, the focus from what they're doing. They harass you and you lose focus. And that's what with the officers. Officers die. I was talking to my neighbor. He's going back to Houston. God bless him. Hopefully he beats the alcohol, or, sometimes somebody drinking alcohol wouldn't lead to the injury I have because it helps them relax. Like, well, why don't you take pills? We just want you on pills more and we'll leave you be. But officers can't focus. And then a lot of the officers that get shot are actually being killed by their police department and, the deep state operators. They call it investigation, but it's bullshit. And then they go to the funeral. Damn Black Lives Matter. They start talking about Black Lives Matter, but yet they're the ones that cause the officer not to be able to focus. 100%. Same thing about driving. Like, remember, I got the speeding ticket. They took my focus away. You have to follow me for months while I'm looking for an apartment. It's not going to happen here. You can have a lot less opportunity to do the right thing here, but it's still going to have the same effect. You can see Oklahoma changing, can't you? 100%. I think I'm actually at the wrong place. I think. Where am I? Am I even close? I think I'm coming up on it up here. I think. I think I'm going somewhere. I'm going shopping. I think I'm in the right area. There's the high-rise buildings. So the woman came in. I tried finding a room. I was like, and I felt so bad because I told her to go on the other side, and it wasn't on the other side. And finally, I found it. It's very close to my room. So I'm like, helped her carry her bag up. She really appreciated that. She's from Asia. She gave me the Amitabha hands. Actually, I think I have to head east, like a little bit more. But I'm here. What can I say? 100%. Thank you, friend. I tried not to I ran away from her room before she opened the door. I didn't want her to, start pretty well. Why is he standing here, And then she called me, hey, and then she gave me the Amitabha hands and bowed. You see something? If I sees Buddha. Or the marshal. Actually, I'm in China as a marshal. I'm in the marshal head in China, but it doesn't do much anymore because they failed the people. Like, where am I? Let me see. Oh, I'm at college, so I got to go one way. I got to go right, or no? I have to go. I have to go that way, probably right. It's a weird day in this city. I mean, it rain was that was a weird rain. Uh, that's the main reason I left the Marshal Service at that point is psychologically I could no longer focus on the job with what they were doing. And actually, I tried to stay, and then the offending little girl did it again. And when she does it, other people get involved. It's a setup, right? So God pulled me out. Said that's it. You're going to end up not getting the gun out fast enough or getting the gun out too fast. But I passed the test for getting the gun out too fast. And what's his name? What's that guy's name? Arthur Lloyd didn't pass the test for getting the gun. But actually, you know what? If the Marshal Service didn't want him done, he would have weathered that storm probably because the cops didn't want to prosecute him. 100%. 100%. Montgomery County. The officers were like, "No, you have to subpoena me for this. I'm not coming in there." And then they were still like hostile witnesses. 100%. Meanwhile, the Marshal, because they knew the Marshal Service was doing him. I mean, come on. Oh, but he sued us for discrimination, right? Doesn't mean that you're innocent. I'm going down there. Am I near Missouri? I think I'm almost in Missouri. We're going that way. Where? It looks like that area in Missouri. Actually, I guess everywhere around here is near Missouri, right? Express. What is this? Express.org. Oh, 69. Okay. 69 is part of it, but I don't know where I am on 69. I could I have to turn. I go the wrong direction, I bet. I grab my phone and actually put my GPS on. I think I'm going the wrong direction. Oh, gosh. And I got stuck in the right lane. I don't fight like. I'm here once in a while. I'll try to group it. I think it's on exit south of here. I did have to go left. I guess. Is that right? Okay, I'm back on College, is it? That's what this next exit is going to be, right? All right. Ah, merging! So that's kind of why we said that's it. I was already briefed by the spirits. But we were holding out, seeing if I could stay. Okay. Well, I didn't make up the name, little girl. Everybody else did. I wasn't part of that tomfoolery until she made it known that she was going to stalk me the rest of my life, like DB. It actually had to happen, not just idle threats. 100%. No, she's like the women in federal law enforcement. A lot of them are psychotic, extremely psychotic, and the men too. I mean, there's a few I know, but a lot of the women are just gone in the mind, and they have no control of the women because, look, there's an agent right now telling me make a right and go in there, and then you put your GPS on while you're in there. Because I went in there once before to figure out where I was and all that. So they go, oh, he went here twice, and people are over there. The people are in danger because he was here twice. I mean, this is how ignorant they are. Meanwhile, the real criminals doing whatever they want. And then when the real criminal gets arrested, you go, that guy's just like this real criminal. Actually, I came by the same place here. All right. I'm going to have to probably get this worked out, but I'm not going to pull in there. That was a setup. All right. 911 white. 911 white. car accident. I can't get this thing to. Oh, I couldn't get it to do a screenshot. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, I think I blocked screenshot on this one. All right. I got my screenshot blocker on. Well, I have it somewhere. And then they said 912. It just flipped right when I was looking at it. So it's an alert 911 white. I think it's white supremacy, but don't stop there. Think about what white could mean. And it can mean both or three or four or five. I just passed this place. Went around a big square. At least it's consistent, Right. That's a verification when it's consistent. They're screwing up again, a lot of stuff comes at homicide investigations in general. Right. But they're specifically targeting my ability to help with those. 100%. Have been for decades. Isn't it funny how it becomes decades? Ha ha ha. Well, it's because you said it. We have the Sikhs with us, and they say you're not supposed to say it because then it happens. No, it doesn't work like that, all of you. That's one of the scams. That's one of Satan's scams. What do they call that thing? Because somebody told me about it. I don't remember what it is, but when you say like the law of attraction and all that, it's bullshit. 100%. Because it didn't. When I said the other thing, it didn't happen the other way. It's already been tested. It's bullshit. Satan uses that to confuse people. Like certain people to work for them, the law of attraction. Oh, I'm one like Trump. I'm wonderful, and everybody loves me. Although he doesn't have the power now because I'm not healing him. 100%. He had the power to take the office, which is strange. I don't know how he did that. He must have paid a lot of people. Right. Because the Republican Party, I built the Republican Party back up. Cruz should have sailed in. 100%. But now Cruz is different, right? He must be blackmailing. I think they're extorting Cruz. He's become like the anti-Cruz. I think he's extorted. I think a lot of Republicans just, they don't care. They're just about, money anyway. But when it comes down to it, again, they won't give up their position of money for anything. 100%. So if you can extort them, then you own them. Thank you, Lynch. Thanks, Lynch. It would have been great when I was working that if Cruz could have gone in there. All right. Well, Cruz showed what gave Cruz credit is that he said once the Supreme Court said the thing about the trans, and he said that's it, we don't fight it. The Supreme Court ruled, let's move on. Or no, same-sex marriage. That's what it was. Same-sex marriage. Right. And that was honorable. Now they're all dishonorable and of ill repute. I guided that party back up. There's no doubt, and I healed it. 100%. Kept Trump up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm not the other side either. But there comes a limit. 100%. Well, if you keep him up, he can fight the. In other words, we have to keep him up to a certain level because they're going to try to get him to take the mark of the beast. If we could have stopped him from taking the mark of the beast, it would have been all worthwhile because then everything would have worked. Right. He started with the programs along with his programs. In other words, God doesn't care if you get rich as long as you maintain the other programs, right? But you can't let the deep state operate God's man when he's taking care of business. And actually, that's an earth thing also. But again, if they have money, then they can kind of beat it. But it's still, in other words, they can slow it down. Again, a lot of people don't realize it's something they did 10 years ago sometimes. So the power goes down. Right. Well, the idea is, people that have lived and gone through these things a couple of these cycles, they eventually like if I'd have woke up as a child, I already had been here. If Jesus stayed another 20 years, he'd have been here with this particular type of operation. 100%. because you have to go through a series of things, or God takes you through a series of things to try to do it differently. 100%. Like if I died the first 3 years of my awakening, it would have been all healing. Right. And it was longer than that. 100%. Remember, Jesus' ministry only lasted 3 years. That's nothing. That's a cakewalk. Paul's lasted longer, but he started cursing people too, though. 100%. All right, I'm gonna have to get some gas and then figure out where I am. I guess I'm taking more real estate in Overland Park. Healing it, it'll change their people's mind here. They'll see the evil, and if you're an evil cop, they'll see evil. We're not here to play games, all of you. 100%. If I heal people, their minds begin to see, and then God can get to them, whether it's just a vibration or reality. It's just like Erin, whatever her name. I don't agree with her and everything. She does her life, I do my life, but we agree on some things. Trans activist, Zoe's fiance, I guess, at this point. That's pretty much it. But the other day, she was speaking to who was it that? Well, just bring it up. It's pretty much she was saying she's not a Christian. At least I don't think she is, and she could be a neophyte if she is. But she didn't know what she was saying. But she was actually saying what the scriptures teaches us. And she's saying, first she said something, and then they were kind of getting back, like being nasty back at her. And then she said something else, and she's trying to hint to them, look, I wouldn't normally be saying this if you weren't saying something. So again, judge not lest you be judged. That's kind of what she was saying, and things similar to that. 100%. Plus, also, you have to understand the Republican Party is not letting people in. The churches are not letting people in. And that's where the problem is. You're not protecting yourselves because it's just a given. When you let a person in, they get in with the society and they become the society. So if there's trans people, it's because you're blocking them, all of you, from youth on up. Some they are born that way because they're spelled from birth. So I've been trying to figure this out. I know I can see feminine. They're in the woman system. They are in a woman system, but I believe they're just cross-wired into it. I don't believe it's like impossible. In other words, it's not impossible to rewire them, and it's not just physical and psychological, or it's not just psychological, and maybe it is physical. Again, I brought up the hormones, and actually, that's the conversation. I don't know if she received it or not, but Erin was in there. I don't remember her last name, but a conversation was about hormones. And again, I say to them, I'm very well with them and very nice to them. I said, I understand that you can't see what I'm saying, that it makes no sense for you not to be who you are. I know this 100%. So I'm not here to offend you, but there's possibly a hormone course where you would feel just as well as your birth gender. And that's where we need to get to, because that's why we have people detransitioning. So again, these are the things. I mean, I don't know when it gets to the surface, if it's there now or it was there a year ago, because it can go back through time. This looks like my original Challenger I had, orange, with black interior. I was in the Army. And look, there's a 383 on the license plate in front of me. That goes in a Roadrunner, dummy. Not a Challenger. Or a Charger, I guess. This guy, what was his name? Abe? His name was Abe. What was his last name? I don't even remember. He used to have this Roadrunner, primered Roadrunner. It didn't stay on the road very long. I don't know what he was doing with it. But it was nasty. It had a 383, but it was nasty for a 383. I think it was worked. Right down the street from where I live. Abe was one of those guys who was there but not there. Oh, that's Abe. Oh, okay. But you ever see Abe? He just every once in a while fires up his road and goes, And then a woman at 7-Eleven was having sex with all the kids. I mean, I was like, back then, nobody even thought about it. You just like, once you were molested, you moved forward. Now these guys were like teens, and they felt like men. No, that wasn't me. I was trying to figure out how to get a girlfriend. Little did I know I was asleep. 100%. 100%. That's all it was. But then when I woke up, I mean, they're actually physically blocking me from relationships. They're working for Satan. What else? 100%. So when I say weight in the balance, I think they sometimes take it the wrong way, because it's not how many good deeds you do versus bad deeds. It doesn't work like that, because you can't measure it. You can do one bad deed of causing somebody to fall, and then it's over. You can't be saved on earth. But again, it's God is not mocked. You're playing a game with God, all of you. And they do it in law enforcement. I guarantee, because now I know I'm hearing from agents for sure. And they say what happens is when they get uncomfortable with what they're doing to me, then they go off and they work some really heinous case, and then score an arrest and a big case. And that's how they justify it. So, and then of course, well, that guy over there is just like this person. I mean, they're nuts. They're not all agents. Sometimes they're police officers. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God and all that you do. I got to pump some gas here. Praise God. We'll own this place. Whoa! Yeah. See.